Nintendo Switch Online can't catch a break. All right, they charge $50 for an expansion pack that doesn't expand much. They put out one game in December, and now the entire Switch Online servers and service is out. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. This is breaking news. A major outage is affecting Nintendo Switch Online, and it's been like all darn day. Occasionally we see outages, especially in the holiday months. There's plenty of players playing, and usually it's resolved in a couple of hours. But this has been going on since about 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and there's a bigger culprit at foot. Amazon Web Service Technologies have had a major outage, and that is having ripple effects across the tech world. And across the real world too. I saw that at Disney World, they even were having issues because so much is under Bezos' puppeteer arms. It's kind of scary actually how much Amazon controls. And I didn't know that Nintendo Switch Online used some of AWS. Their US East 1 server is kaput, and that has killed off the eShop access, online game access, cloud saves, and more. I just tried it right now. We are going on about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's still out. All right, I was not able to access the eShop. I called up editor Gabe and said, Gabe, can you access the eShop? He said, no dice. I tried in Animal Crossing to visit a friend's island, and I couldn't even connect to the airport. This is just big. It has been going on for nearly 12 hours. Nintendo even posted on their official Japanese Twitter that they're sorry and they're trying to fix it. And then they followed up by saying, we'll let you know when we got something. And I think everyone kind of expected that this would be completely resolved by now, but it's not. So if you're trying to trade Pokemon in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, doesn't seem like that's happening. If you're trying to battle it out in Smash Bros, doesn't seem like it's happening. Now, I don't think this will be something that lasts for too long, but again, it's affecting many companies, including Disney and Riot. League of Legends has been down, and I'm sure there are many of others as well. I even saw someone on Twitter say that their math class web portal was down, so they got their math quiz delayed. A win for humanity on a really weird day where Amazon services have caused a lot of problems. And this makes you really think to the future. I mean, we're not quite all digital yet, but we're getting there. How many of you buy your games online? How many of you have online subscriptions? How many of you shop online? And these are the circumstances where it makes you kind of wistful for the days of cartridges and discs, because you could pop it in and you didn't have to check in with the online service. You just got to play the game that you bought. Now imagine a major outage like this going on for a week. You lose out to your games library for a week. You can't play multiplayer. You can't even access the eShop. What if this went down during a major Nintendo Switch launch? Something like Metroid Dread or next year's Breath of the Wild 2. Imagine if Amazon's US 1 West server pooped the bed next year around a major launch. Again, I find it to be just daunting that Amazon has their hands in so many different baskets. They're really like the Easter Bunny, just carrying all of them. And this is one of the downsides of having everything so intrinsically tied to an online system and having to make online checks, online games. And that is one of the good things that Nintendo does do. They don't really do a lot of online only type stuff. They do let you experience most of their titles and much of the content without an internet connection. Although the Switch for me has been a system where I've needed to check in more, especially if you do account sharing or if you try to have a family plan and you have people downloading different games. It does need to tap in to check in with the servers and to make sure that you are the credible owner of the software. Now, I bet a bunch of you have wondered why your Switch wasn't working right today, and maybe other services as well. You probably put it down, thought it was server maintenance or some small issue. No, it's not. This problem is just going, and there's no answer of when it will end. Amazon obviously has publicly announced the problem. They know what's going on. I've seen some interesting stories of people at Amazon that were working there and said, yeah, like kind of got crazy for a little bit. Hopefully it's fixed overnight. Hopefully we're back running tomorrow. But as of right now, it's been down the entire day. I don't know if this is the longest outage we've ever had in the Switch era, but I think it's getting close. And if it careens into tomorrow, maybe even tomorrow night, then it definitely will be the biggest. And I'd love to know your experience with this outage, if it's affected your plans, if it bugs you, if it's no big deal, and how you feel about just a system where your games are tied in such a way that you need access to online. Do you really own them? Like, I'm currently at an Airbnb. I wasn't able to record the gameplay of me like not being able to connect online. So I asked Gabe to do it, and he's like, I can't download Animal Crossing New Horizons because I can't connect to the eShop, and I kicked it off my Switch to free up space. The Switch is a system that doesn't have a lot of onboard memory, and unless you have a big memory card, you probably don't have all your games on your system. Another reason why these online-only digital futures are a bit freaky. If a server went out for a week, you would not have access to portions of your library for that time. And in the grand scheme of things, maybe it's a first world problem, and yes, you've got other games to play, other things to do, it's just your Switch. But if you want to think of it from the idea that, hey, we purchased this, we own this, and we really aren't in control. We really don't have complete access, we really aren't the ones that get to decide when we play and when we don't. And if you think about it from that frame of mind, it's a bit scary. This is not the era where you bought something and you could physically just feel it, have it, and throw it on your shelf. It's the era where you rely on your platform holder to provide access. And as shown here, not just your platform holder, in this case Nintendo, but you're relying on Amazon as well. And you could be relying on a number of other servers and systems, companies, and all sorts of different little spiderweb effects that could break at any point and shut down the entire system and service. Now this feels extra bad because we are coming off a week where Nintendo just announced Paper Mario for Switch Online expansion pack. And yes, I think Paper Mario is a great pickup for the N64 service and a great game to add to that expansion pack, but they did one game. One game. Previously, they dropped 4 NES titles, 3 Super Nintendo titles, and now 1 N64, so it feels like they're really being miserly. They're Scrooge McDucking the entire holiday season instead of just letting the gates flow and rewarding us for our 50 piece. $50 for that expansion pack. And now on top of that, the service isn't even working. It's not Nintendo's fault, but it just sort of comes together to be this perfect storm where you're like, you know what? I'm no longer paying $20 for a service because I feel like at 20, you're kind of like, as long as it does most of what it needs to do most of the time, it's okay. But at $50, it feels sucky. It feels sucky to not be able to play your new games. It feels sucky to not be able to download. It feels sucky to not be able to visit your friend's Animal Crossing Island. What if they had a super cool starry night sky with shooting stars and the Aurora Borealis because it's almost winter season? Now I just got an alert on my phone right this second that my Amazon packages, Christmas presents, are delayed due to this outage. The outage is causing problems in the physical space and in the digital space, but obviously it is much more of a debacle for these online services. Let me know how you feel about this in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you hope that Nintendo Switch Online comes back ASAP, and I'll keep you posted. We'll check in tomorrow for Good Morning Mario and see, like, is the service working? Can you access the eShop? Can we get to our games? Can we play them, or what is going on? Hopefully this problem unplagues itself in a little while. I'm sure Amazon is working as hard as they can, but let me know your experience in the comments down below. I'll keep you all posted, and until that time, everybody, thanks so much for watching the all digital future. A bit freaky, but for you, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive. At least you're not digital, I don't think. Matrix is coming back, so it does make you wonder, but anyways, I think we're good. So until next time, everybody, thanks again, love you lots. SwitchForce out.